What's going on,
Countdown.
CU Fit family? I hope
3,
everybody's ready to have a great
2,
warm-up. Starting with this
1.
first one, what I'm going to have
Squat
you
to
do is
lat
interlock
stretch.
those fingers. You're going to squat down with the feet hip width apart. You're going to rise those arms towards the ceiling and turn your wrist away from you. So turn them towards the ceiling as you rise up. And it's like a little good morning stretch. So you come down into that squat and then come up. Rise those arms towards the ceiling. Get a nice stretch. Make sure you take your time with this. It's not for a rush. We're warming up the body right now. So again, you're going to drop down into that squat, nice and controlled, come up and rise those arms towards the ceiling.
Three, two.
So for this
1.
next one, what we're going to do
Rest.
is we're going to relieve some tension out the neck.
3,
So what we're going to do is we're going to
2,
take our right hand
1.
and put it on the left
Neck
side of our
pulls,
head,
left.
and we're going to pull to the right. So the key for this one is making sure that your opposite shoulder pulls down towards that hip. So in this instance, I want you to act as if you're taking your left shoulder and pulling it down towards your left hip as you pull your head to the right. You should feel that nice stretch right there on the side of your neck. Once again, we're going to take our time. So as you pull it and get to that end point, you're going to hold for about 3 seconds, 2, 3, and then relax back up, nice and controlled.
Three, two,
And then
1.
we're just going to take our
3,
time here, switch to the
2,
opposite side. So
1.
use your left hand,
Neck
put it on the
pulls,
right side of
right.
your head, and then you're going to pull to the left. And then once again, the key is making sure that your right shoulder comes down to that right hip as you pull to the left, holding it for about 3 seconds, and then coming up and resetting.
Three, two, 1. Rest. 3, 2.
So for our
1.
next one, we're going to do some
External
external
rotation.
rotation, starting with your arms at 90 degrees. Keeping your arms at 90 degrees, you're going to pull your hands away from your body. So pull those hands towards the ceiling. And then once you get to that end point, you're going to hold for about 3 seconds and then reset at 90 degrees. So again, you're going to come back to 90 degrees and then rise back up. Once you get to that end point, you're going to hold for about 3 seconds and then come down and reset.
3, 2, 1.
So we're going to keep
Rest.
those arms at 90 degrees in that middle
3,
point
2.
and go into internal
1.
rotation. So now
Internal
you're going to come
rotation.
downwards. Once you get to that end point, hold it for about 3 seconds and then coming back to 90 degrees. So coming down, hold it for about 2 to 3 seconds and then coming back to 90 degrees, coming up and resetting.
Three,
There
2.
we go, nice and
1.
controlled.
Rest.
And I know those shoulders might be a little fatigued, so we're gonna take these 15 seconds here to just shake those arms out, roll those shoulders out and release some of that tension. There we go. It's okay, shake it out,
3,
shake it out.
2.
There we go. Going
1.
into the next one is going to be our
Chest
chest
opener.
opener. So we're going to pull our arms away from our body. And you can kind of play around with the angle on this one. As you see, I come across, and then the next one, I kind of come in an upward motion. Again, with all these exercises, you want to take our time, hold it for about 3 seconds at the end, and come back in and reset.
3, 2,
So
1.
for this next one, we're going to
Rest.
release some tension out the back of our shoulders,
3,
so our posterior
2,
deltoids.
1.
What you're going to do is you're going to
Circle
grab your
ladder,
left arm with your right hand, and you're going to pull your arm across your body. As you do this, your palm should be facing the ceiling. So again, you're going to straighten out that left arm and pull with your right hand right at that elbow across your body. One of the key focuses in this is making sure that your shoulder stays down. So you're pulling your left arm. So again, just like we did for that neck pull, you're going to make sure that your shoulder is pulled towards that hip. Coming over
3,
nice and controlled.
2, 1.
2,
3,
3.
2,
Reset, and now we're going to switch
1.
over to the other side. So in this
Serve the
case, you're going to
platter,
pull that right arm with your left hand right at that elbow. Make sure that that right shoulder stays down towards that right hip as you pull across, pulling that nice stretch right behind your shoulder.
Three, 2, 1. Rest. 3, 2.
So for this
1.
next one, we're going to get those hip
Front to
flexors
lateral knee
activated.
drive,
So what we're
left.
going to do is we're going to drive the knee towards the chest and then drive it out towards the side. One thing I want you guys to focus on right here is making sure that that toe stays pulled towards the knee. So as you drive the knee up, try to keep your toe pointed towards the knee, or in other words, point that toe towards the ceiling as you drive it. Nice and controlled, coming out, coming down, resetting, and then coming up, coming down and resetting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Front to lateral knee drive, right.
Drive that knee towards the chest and then drive it out towards the side. Coming down and resetting. Coming down and resetting.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
So for the next one, we're going to attack those
2,
hamstrings. So what we're
1.
going to do is we're going to do some
Scoops.
scoops. And some of the key points for this is that front leg is going to be completely straight while that back leg is going to be slightly bent. You're going to push those hips back, and as you're pushing your hips back, you're driving your hands from your hips all the way down to your tippy toes. So push those hips back, drive all the way down, come up and reset. And you can do a 3-step count. So 1, 2, 3 as you come down, or some people like to walk around and do this one. Again, you're gonna come up 1, 2, and on the third one you're gonna come down and reach, and then come up and reset.
Three, 2.
So for this
1.
next one, I'm gonna have you
Rest.
guys pull out a mat. And
3,
what you're gonna do is you're gonna
2,
come onto the mat in a half
1.
kneeling position.
Half kneeling T-spine rotation.
As you come down into
left.
this half kneeling position, you're gonna put your arms in front of the chest, completely straight, and then you're gonna turn to the same side of the knee that is up. So as you can see, my hands are clamped together and my head is following my hands as I turn to that same side as the knee. What I want you guys to focus on this one is making sure that that core is engaged. So lock that belly button in towards the spine. As you turn, nice and controlled, getting a good 2 to 3 second pause at the end.
3, 2.
And then coming in and resetting.
3, 2, 1. Half kneeling T-spine rotation, right. Three,
So
2,
for this next one, we're going to
1.
stay in the half kneeling
Rest.
position so you guys can switch sides if you like.
3,
And the
2,
key for this is going to be
1.
pushing those hips
Half
forward as you
kneeling
lean to the
psoas,
front. So
left.
we're going to come up, push those hips forward, and lean to the front. I'll swap sides and show you from a different angle so you can get a better viewpoint of what locking those hips in and pushing them forward looks like. But again, we're going to lock those hips in, lean forward, and then you should feel that stretch in the front of the thigh of the knee that is down.
3, 2, 1, 3, 2.
As I change angles here, you can
Kneeling
see I lock my
psoas.
hips
Right.
in as I lean to the front and then come back and reset. And if you ever want to get more of a stretch, you can always move that front leg forward. So as you can see, I kind of adjust my foot, lock those hips in, come in and lean, and then you should feel that stretch again right there in the front of that thigh of the knee that's down. Getting that good stretch in the psoas muscle.
Three, 2, 1.
So for this next one, we're
Rest.
going to go into a quadruped position.
3,
So wrists are going to be
2,
under the shoulders, knees are
1.
going to be under the hips.
Fire hydrants.
We're going to go into
Left.
some fire hydrants. So you're going to pull that knee away from the body, making sure that that leg is at 90 degrees. And what I want you guys to also focus on is making sure that that core is locked in. So draw that belly button in towards the spine so we can keep that tabletop position as we bring the knee away from our body. Getting those glutes nice and activated.
Three, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Fire hydrants. Right.
So for this next one, you're going to
3,
flip over to your back,
2,
going into a glute
1.
crossover stretch.
Rest.
So we're going to start with the left leg.
3, 2, 1. Glute
That left leg
crossover.
is going to be at
Left.
90 degrees. You're going to use your right hand to pull it across to the right. And then we're going to use our left arm as a stabilizer. So that left arm is going to be out to the side with the hand facing the ground as we're pulling the left leg to the right. You're going to feel that stretch in the glutes. You might even feel some snap, crackle, pops in that lower back as you pull across to the right.
Three, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Glute crossover. Right. Three, 2, 1.
So for this
Rest.
next one, we're going to stay on our backs.
3,
Legs are going to be up at
2,
90 degrees.
1.
You can put both your
Final
arms out to the
twist.
side as
Left.
stabilizers. Keeping those legs at 90 degrees, you're going to pull your knees to one side. So in this case, I'm pulling to the right. Coming down nice and controlled. And then coming up and resetting. So again, using those arms as stabilizers. As you pull those knees away from the body, trying to get it as close to the ground as possible. Holding at that end point for a good amount of seconds. And then coming up and resetting.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Spinal twist.
Yeah, we're just
Right.
gonna switch sides right here, as I already did. Coming up and resetting, and you should feel that stretch right there in that lower back as you come out to the side.
Three, 2, 1. Rest.
So for our last exercise, you're gonna flip over
3,
to your fours.
2,
And what you're
1.
gonna do right here is you're gonna
Child's
have those
pose.
arms fully extended in the front. Feet are gonna be flat as you push those hips back into your heels. So you're gonna push the hips back into the heels, hold for a good amount of time. And then you're gonna come up and reset nice and controlled. Again, those arms are fully extended, feet are flat, and you're pushing those hips back into your heels. Coming back nice and controlled. Here we go,
3,
coming into that last
2,
stretch right there, nice and
1.
controlled.
Your
We
timer
have
is
that body
complete.
warmed up, and now it's time to crush that workout.